Hey y'all, Stippling Vaughn, and yes, I knew I said I wasn't going to do any more FragaJune, but I decided to do another one. Friday night was your favorite villain. I'm doing Solomon Grundy. It was funny, when I did the pencils, it looked a lot more like Lurch than like Solomon Grundy. And as I'm working on this, it looks like Solomon Grundy, but then at the same time, also, it kind of reminds me a lot of the Gray Hulk. Or reminds me of Mr. Fisk, especially like with the collar. So, but I figured I will be posting this on Dan's Twitter feed when I'm done with it. I don't know how much more I'm going to spend on it, but before I do, I wanted to show a couple things, okay? So, when you have these type of dots here, here, down here, here, all around the eyes, up here, I'm using a regular nib like this, okay? Now, when you get into this area here, some of the base areas here, this is all with this. This is just a regular calligraphy nib. It is, what's it say there, it's a B6. This is a B6. So that's where I'm getting like these lines here, here. This was done with a B6. Here and here. Okay, so that's where you're getting these dots here, and the reason why they look different than these dots here. Okay? Now, moving on. Okay, this is an old Sharpie. You can tell it's an old Sharpie because of the tip. It doesn't have a razor tip. It's just like to a point. It's just dulled down. Okay, that's where this background here, here, and here came from along the edges. It wasn't just this one also. See how this one's a lot bigger? Okay. This one's a lot bigger, so it gives you a much bigger dot here. I'm going to use it in this corner here. Okay. See, I'm just hitting away at it. Okay, so we're going to go up here, and we'll just do this area here. Okay. You just hit the hell out of it. I mean, I'm actually at this point, I'm actually like not even looking at the paper. I'm actually like looking at the viewfinder on the camera. Okay, but that's where you get such a variation of dots, and nothing has a uniform look. Okay, and then lastly, the big B. Okay, big B. Was originally what I was going to do was just do this whole edge and do a blending, but really wasn't getting what I wanted. What I did though is I took this off and just hit the edges. Okay, just hit the edges with it sporadically. Just took it off and that's the reason why it doesn't have a uniform look over here where it's uniform over here. Also, when we hit this area here and here, we use this one. So just to give you an idea of how I come up with the various textures of this. Now, if this was going to be a finished piece and not like a sketch style piece, okay, I wouldn't have used this at all. Okay, I would have taken my B6 and I would have hit it more along the edge and brought it in, so that way there was more of coming out of the darkness into the light. Okay, what I'm going to be doing is you take a look at like here versus here. Okay, this is darker than here. Okay, I'm going to hit this with this to pull this forward. I'll be hitting it over here to pull it forward. I'm going to be hitting it here and here, so that way it's not so prominent, so it's more of a darker tone, so it fades into the background. Then I'm going to hit more here, here. Not using this then. with a shirt, I'll be hitting it with the nib, bringing this up with the nib, coming over more. See how we've got tone? You may not be able to tell, but I put a small layer of dots here. There's no dots here, okay? I'm going to pull these dots up in here, pull the dots up in here, okay? I'm going to be hitting either nostril. I'll be hitting the lower part of the nose. So, and I'm going to be hitting probably more of the chin. If I was doing a finished piece and I wanted him bleeding out of the background, okay, I would be pushing every single one of these darks 10 times more than I'm pushing them now. So he would have been almost completely toned with dots, with just like the bridge of the nose, the tip of the nose, above the brow, and maybe a little bit of the chin. Okay? Everything else would have tone. The eyes, and what I'm going to do with the eyes is, these are going to have almost all tone. What I'll probably do is hit this in here, probably hit it with almost the same tone as here, because in the dark, when you have someone coming out of the shadow, the eyes are, and especially when you have a broad, prominent brow, this sinks into the darkness, okay? And all you're going to get is little dots. Well, maybe a little bit. Let's see here. Might have a little bit here. Maybe a little bit here, and a little bit here, okay? But that's it. Everything else will be dark, okay? That's the reason why you get that even more of a creepy look. But again, I'm not doing it. It's just a sketch piece I'm doing. Worked on this about 5 hours today. It's about 11 o'clock, so I'm probably going to hit work on it a little bit more tonight. Depends really on what who's streaming. If no one's streaming, won't be on much. I won't be working much longer. If someone's streaming and I enjoy it and they keep me entertained, I'll keep working. And then, of course, I'll work on it some tomorrow. But after that, I'll be taking a picture of it and posting it, and see if I can get another one of Dan Fraga going, "This is effin' sick." So, but hope you guys enjoyed, and remember, keep on stippling, take it all one dot at a time.